Today on the channel, we join the crusade with the Toxic Crusaders, Toxie Trick or Treat Studios.
And the spirit of Ultimate Warrior will run forever!
Welcome everyone, Kyle here, and welcome back to the channel for another Toxic Crusader unboxing and review. And today we got the Trick or Treat Studios Toxie. But of course, for all your Toxie needs and a whole lot more, make sure you're hitting up Entertainment Earth. Use discount code Kyle. Save yourself 10% on all in-stock items. Anything over $79 does ship free, and he's at Entertainment Earth right now, shipping right now. But he's also being found at Walmart in a special horror section that a lot of these Walmarts are putting up right now. And Toxic Crusader, I guess, is a horror character in a lot of ways. An interesting story and an even more interesting movie. When I was a little kid, it was on USA all the time. Late at night on USA, they would show this. Obviously, it was the edited version, but a cinematic classic here from a guy that loves a good movie, as you guys know, but always loved the Toxic Avenger movies back in the day. And very interestingly enough, a lot of rated R properties in the 80s and 90s got turned into toy lines and kids cartoons, and that brings us, instead of the Toxic Avenger, the Toxic Crusaders. And at the time, Swamp Thing cartoon, Toxic Crusader cartoon were not for me. I absolutely loved the movies of the 80s. I did not like the toy lines. I did not like the action figures. However, nostalgia hits many years later, and I see them now, the old school figures from back then, and it really flashes me back to like KB toys and things like that, and I kind of wish I had them in my collection, but don't think I'm going to go down that road. However, a new Toxic Crusader Toxie here in basically the Playmate style figures of the Ninja Turtles. Once again, much like the old figures of yesteryear. I said, you know what, I'll buy at least this one right here, and I'm going to pair him up with my Ninja Turtles, just like the Super 7 Ultimate Edition of Toxie from the Toxic Crusaders. I've paired up with my Super 7 Ninja Turtles, so I'm kind of blending them into that world a little bit. Maybe you're doing that as well, but a fun one, no doubt about it, and one of my favorite movies of the 80s. Once again, not so much the cartoon line here, but really fun to see a Toxic Crusader figure at retail here in 2024. But we're going to dive into the packaging on this one. Big packaging design, a lot going on in this packaging design. Very reminiscent of toys of the 80s, especially when we get to the back of this one here. But you got Toxie there, very neon bright colors, going to really catch your eye in that toy aisle for sure. Toxie down here kind of looks like a waste basket or radioactive ooze, something like that is how it is packaged. Of course, you got that neon kind of coloring around as well. Once again, warning, this package contains Toxie, the likable, lumpy-headed hero with cleanup or die seeping mop. Creature features: shield Toxie textured toxic bandolier with toxic waste drum grenades. Package contains one hideously deformed creature of superhuman size and strength. So a lot to read on the front. Warning, contents may contain traumatons. Ages 17 and up. Mark Summers, you got your work cut out for you. Get these 16-year-olds and under. They can drive away if they want to. They should have their driver's license. But man, 17 and up on this one right here. Now on the back, so much going on. It's unbelievable here. A lot going on, a lot to read. Toxic Crusaders, cleanup time. A little story, a little background. Tromaville, USA, a friendly town where life is simple and the air is sweet. That is until Dr. Killamoff, that pollution-breathing alien from the planet Smogula, comes to town. He's making Earth his new home and headquartered for Apocalypse Inc., a crazed corporation bent on taking over the world by mucking up the environment. But hope for Earth is just one local mop boy away, Melvin Junko, a nerd about town who belly flops into a drum of toxic transforming waste. Now Melvin's a hideously deformed creature of superhuman size and strength. Wish he came with the sheep he was making out with in the movie, but unfortunately not. But you can call him Toxie. This grime fighter, along with his ever-faithful mop, have teamed up with another human environmental accidents from the toxic waste dump. Together, these deformed do-gooders fight crime, corruption, and chemicals as the Toxic Crusaders. How about that? It does explain his different weapons that come along with this one, which is pretty cool. We also got a little bio card, and it looks like Dr. Killamoff is on his way as well, so I'll have to pick that one up down the road probably as well. But it does say Toxie, Radiation type, Heronium 332, a dangerous level. I've never seen anybody above 330. Toxicity level, high. Very high. High as Cheech and Chong, I've heard. Occupation, leader of the Toxic Crusaders. Toxie's my name. Grime fighting's my game. I used to be Melvin Junko, a normal nerd of superhuman size and strength, but that's all changed now. Just when my skin was clearing up, I fell headlong into a toxic waste. And now look at me. I'm a hideously deformed hero of superhuman size and strength, but hey, don't get me wrong. It's not all that bad. I'm just your average creature from next door. Now that I've got the radioactive touch, I'm just oozing to clean up this town. That's why everyone likes me. But grime fighting doesn't pay too well, so I do odd jobs from time to time. I once worked as a microwave oven, but when a customer threw trash under the table, my traumatons went crazy and I mopped up the floor with his head. But enough about me. Let's talk about you. Oh, I like that copyright there. Very old school style. I'm here for all that. But of course, going to take this offline, get him out of the package. We'll be back talking all things Toxie. All right, let's get down to Toxic Crusader business right here. And I got to say, way easier to get out of the package. I thought it was more of a clamshell. Fairly easy to get off. Just a little tear, pull the tray out. Bam, you're off to the races right here. But let's dive through the accessories. First off, you got the Toxic Crusader shield here. It's like a manhole cover with a bunch of goo all over it, and you got a little pipe holding it on. Very primitive, of course, but very interesting. I don't know who would have this with. I'm going to put my logo right on the front like this. We're going to spell out Toxic Crusaders. And they do things different over in Tromaville, as we know. We do get the 3 grenade canisters right here, looking interesting. That orange color, once again. Little green speckles throughout, giving a little of that radiation toxicness, I guess. But we do get 3 grenades with him there. We do get some ooze, some slime, and I was never a big slime guy. My kids, though, they absolutely loved slime. They were all in, but we do get a little of this slime with this one, which is fairly interesting, I will say. It is wrapped up here. Maybe that's the reason it's 17 and up. I'm not sure. Probably going to leave this all together. It's just a mess waiting to happen. I don't need messes at the table. I don't need messes in my basement here. But it does say secret toxic glow-in-the-dark weapon. So radioactive. We've put it under wraps. So you got to be careful with this stuff. Don't put it in your mouth. Don't eat it. That's the recommendation. Pro tip right there. Now we do get his trusty mop, once again in that same orange, bright orange plastic, reddish orange plastic. Got the green speckles throughout on the mop there. He can mop, mop, mop all day long. Mop, mop, mop as he sings a song. He could do that if he wants to. Or he can use it as a weapon, bash somebody over the head. Mop handle is removable off the top, and you can use this as just a straight weapon if you want to. But we do get that, his weapon here of choice, ready to go. But now we get down to it. That's it. We got Toxie now. Head sculpt all day long. Somebody hands me this body, somebody hands me this head. I know exactly who this is. It's the Toxic Crusader, Toxic Avenger right here. You got the bright orange bandana like a young Rambo going on. 2 crazy eyes, 1 eye popping out of its socket. Got good teeth for a guy like him. He's lumpy all over. He's got lumps throughout his whole body. That's part of his charm, though, I guess. Lumpy throughout. He's got the bandolier over the top as well. You can store some of these grenades on there if you need to. But looking good. He's got a little singlet, little tank top going on. Got a little blue belt to match the bandolier. Torn up all over the place. Got the orange boots with oozing out of the boots as well. Black trunks. I guess they were black pants, but they've ripped away with the mutation and all that kind of fun stuff. All day long, it's the Toxic Crusader. We know who this is. Articulation, arms all the way around for us. We do get a little forearm, elbow back and forth, side to side. 2 gripping hands on him here. No waist articulation. You get the legs very turtle-like here. Once again, this feels a lot like a Playmates Ninja Turtle figure. We'll compare that here in a second, but we do get the legs, and then, of course, the head back and forth, side to side. So not a ton of articulation, not really up to the modern-day articulation with this one, but he does feel good, he does look good, and it definitely feels like a throwback figure here released in 2024. And like I said, real fun one to put with your Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, I do think. Will he stand on his own, though? Yes, he will. But we can put him with Leonardo right here. You can kind of see him side by side. I feel like that scales pretty well, too. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know, but definitely feels good, and that's where he's going in my collection. Dr. Kill-Em-Off, he'll be joining up with Shredder and Bebop and Rocksteady, I guess, in my collection as well. But you can see that comparison there, and then we did talk about it here. No peg hole in the feet, though. You can't stand him up if you wanted to. But we did get the Super 7 Ultimate Edition. We do have a Super 7 Toxic Avenger on the way. I got that thing pre-ordered real quick. I'm here for that one. But fun to build out this Toxic Crusader Avenger line. Really enjoyed the movie, like I said, as a kid. Really enjoying a lot of these action figures the last couple of years. Hey, bring them on. I'm here for all of them. I might be dabbling in even more of these in the future. We'll see what ends up happening here. But if you're after this Toxie, you can pick them up right now. Like I said, Entertainment Earth. Use discount code Kyle if that is your thing. So there it is, the old Toxic Crusader. What are your guys' thoughts? Is this guy a pickup, a pass, a long game, a confused no game? Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Of course, you made it this far. Don't forget to hit me up over there on social media, SirPaul64 on the X, Instagram, _Kyle_Peterson on Threads, of course, and Instagram. And then you can, of course, hit me up over there at Patreon. Early access to all the videos. You know how it goes on Patreon. And then ProWrestlingTees.com, search Kyle Peterson. So for the Toxic Crusaders and Toxie, I'm Kyle. See you guys all real soon.